Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So we just wrapped up Gourmand Week on my channel, which was really fun. And I really enjoyed having a theme week and decided why not follow it with another theme week. And this one is going to be a tag week. I'm going to do 2 tags that have been going around recently. And then I'm going to introduce a new tag. So I hope you enjoy this week, and let's start with today's video, which, as you saw by the title, is going to be the Nosetalgic tag, which was created by Mojan. I will link her channel below, of course, and nobody really tagged me to do this video, but I think that's not a reason not to do it. So let's get started. There are 9 questions in this tag, so let's get started. First question is, how many fragrances do you own? I currently own somewhere between 160 and 170 fragrances. Now, I'm just talking about full bottles. Decants, samples, travel sprays are not counted here. So full bottles, somewhere between 160 and 170. Next question, what is your scent of the day? And my scent of the day today is going to be Bouquet Ideal from Xerjoff. And in fact, I have not sprayed it on yet, so let's do it together. And this fragrance has vanilla, sandalwood, spices. It has tobacco blossom, and it is just such a beautiful fragrance. It is warm, it is spicy, it is sweet, but each element is really nicely done. It is not overpowering. It's just a beautiful blend of all of these elements. Spicy vanilla with a touch of tobacco smoke. That's how I would describe it. I really, really enjoyed this fragrance. So again, this is Bouquet Ideal from Xerjoff. Next one is, what is your newest purchase? And I'm sure you know that there have been a lot of new purchases, and in fact, I will be doing my next haul on my channel soon, but I will give you a sneak peek of one of the fragrances that will be included in that haul, and this one is from Mancera, and it is called Juicy Flowers. Now, I'm not going to spend any time here talking about it or telling you what this fragrance is about. That will be done in a haul. I will just tell you that it is a really, really beautiful fragrance. Next question is, what is one fragrance you wish existed? Of course, if you know me, if you watched my videos, you know that my favorite type of fragrance is gourmand. And so, of course, I would choose a gourmand fragrance, and I would choose something that had a very prominent note of milk chocolate that would kind of last through the life of the fragrance. And I think I would mix it with maybe a little bit of salt, maybe some nuts like maybe almonds or maybe pistachios, and of course it would have vanilla. So definitely some kind of gourmand concoction that featured a note of milk chocolate. Next question is your favorite fragrance house discovery. And I did a video at the end of last year talking about my best discoveries of 2020. If you haven't watched it, I will link it up here. So I will not mention any of the discoveries that I talked about in that video, but there were plenty of other discoveries that I did not mention there. And so 2 houses that I will mention here are both actually Italian niche houses totally by coincidence. One is the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and I just brought a couple of fragrances from this house to show you. I have more than this. I have Cassiopeia, which is a kind of a sweet passion fruit fragrance, and Al Contrario, which is a gourmand that's not too sweet, that has a bakery vibe. But I have a few others from this house, and it's a house that I discovered last year and definitely would consider it as one of my best discoveries. The second one is another Italian niche house, as I said, and you might have guessed by that I'm talking about Xerjoff. You already saw Bouquet Ideal, which is my scent of the day. A few others that I absolutely love are Lyra, which is a longtime favorite. Again, a beautiful gourmand lemon pie type of fragrance, and the one that is very new to my collection that I just shared with you in my gourmand haul is Cruz del Sur 2. This is really unique fruity gourmand. It is very fruity, very sweet, and very milky. So love this house. Definitely want to explore it further and try other fragrances from it. Next question is, are you a completionist? Meaning, do you need to complete a certain collection or have all the flankers of a certain fragrance? And my answer is generally no, but I would say there's a bit of a caveat to that. And here's what I mean by that. So I definitely don't have the need, let's say, to collect all of the flankers of a fragrance that I love. But if I try a fragrance from a house and I really fall in love with it, it's kind of never enough. I always want to explore the house further and definitely try and perhaps acquire other fragrances from this house. That's why you will often see that I have several fragrances from the same house, because like I said, if I really like something, I definitely need to explore that house further. So I don't think that is exactly completionist, but it kind of relates to that a little bit. Next question is, what was your first fragrance discovery? I don't remember, to be honest. I've worn fragrances for a very long time, since I was very young. But I think when I was really young, before coming to Canada, they were some kind of more like body mist or something really affordable, which honestly I don't remember. Sort of the first fragrance that I can remember purchasing here in Canada, and a fragrance that used to be my signature scent for quite a few years, was Romance from Ralph Lauren. I used to love that fragrance and wore it exclusively for a number of years. And I haven't had it in a long time, and I haven't smelled it in a long time, but from what I remember, it's kind of a fruity, floral, slightly sweet, slightly citrusy type of scent. Easygoing, inoffensive. I used to absolutely love it. Next question is, what house do you still not own any fragrances from? And the list here, of course, is extremely long. But I decided to narrow it down to 3 houses that I'm really interested in exploring this year, and I hope that I will get an opportunity to explore them. The first one is Ramon Monegal. And I don't know why somehow this fragrance house popped up on my radar recently, and I've been really curious about it. I don't know much about it. I haven't tried any of the fragrances from this house, but for some reason I find it extremely interesting at the moment and definitely want to explore it this year. The other house that has been talked about quite a lot recently, but that I haven't tried any fragrances from yet, is Frasai. There are so many people talking about this house and really raving about this house, so I'm extremely curious. And in fact, I can tell you that I ordered some samples, not directly from Frasai, but from another company, and I've been waiting for them for over a month and a half, and they're still not here. So I'm very impatiently waiting and hoping that they will actually arrive here soon. And the third house that I've known about for a long time, it's a very well-known house, but for some reason I haven't really tried anything from, is Frederic Malle. Again, I don't know why. I think it's well, of course, it's a very expensive house, but it is also a complex house, I think, and definitely not the one that I can blind buy from. I definitely need to sample these fragrances first. So again, really hoping that I get to explore this house this year. And the last question is, what is next on your wish list? So again, I did a video at the end of 2020, kind of updating you on my wish list from last year and also talking about a few new additions to this list. So I will not repeat what I said in that video, but as you can imagine, this wish list changes all the time. And of course, I have many more on it than what I mentioned in that video. And so there are two specific fragrances that have been on my list for a very, very long time. And I think because of that, I keep forgetting to talk about them, are Guerlain fragrances from their private collections. One is Pure Beluga, which I have sampled last year, really, really liked, and would definitely like to add to my collection. And the other one is Gourmand Coquine, also from Guerlain. I have never sampled it, but I am basically willing to blind buy it because based on the notes and reviews, I think this is something up my alley. Definitely, it's a gourmand fragrance. So again, those two are always on my wish list, and I think when I have an opportunity to get them, I definitely will, because I for sure want to have them as part of my collection. So that's it. This was the last question in this tag. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And of course, if anyone else would love to do this tag, that would be great. I'd love to see your responses. And if you don't make videos, definitely share with me your responses to these questions in the comments. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.